Hey guys, it is Saturday. Looking a little bit cloudy, but otherwise pretty nice weather for the first big yard sale weekend of the year, at least for me. I'm going to be biking around. I've charted out some yard sales to check out today. First one is at the corner of Ossington and Harvard. This one was pretty nice. They had some decent stuff here, even like a electric standing desk thing. And I thought about, maybe getting. It's kind of big though. Be a bit of a pain to get back home. It was $75. So it's kind of like, I don't really want to deal with that right now. But I just like looking around at stuff, seeing what people got. Anyways, it's mostly heading towards Hyde Park. There's a few yard sales there that I have mapped, and I do stop if I see something neat, like just looking at these jewelry. They had a heart pendant that would have been perfect for the Annie play, but we already settled for a heart pendant thing, so no use in really looking for that. Anyways, going down Indian Road into the Hyde Park, Swansea area. And yeah, there's 3 different listings for yard sales here that I wanted to check out. And this is kind of a ritzy area in my mind, so I'm like, you guys gotta have some good junk, right? But over here, it was mostly kid stuff and clothes and baskets. Seems like every yard sale has a lot of baskets or pot holder, like plant things. Yeah, not really interested. Then a bit further south from there, this was like 3 households doing a yard sale kind of deal. And I liked how this was laid out. Like they had a table where like this stuff was like worth 50 cents, and then the table next to it's like $1. So, just keeping everything like priced pretty cheap, and like you don't have to ask how much every little thing is. Kind of like, yeah. The yard sales where people are just trying to get rid of some junk that they have, like maybe someone could use this, and I don't know. That is the pro move for yard sales, is you go around and you look at the stuff, and then you come back at like 5 p.m. and you look at the free stuff that everyone just left outside. You go through all the trouble of bringing this stuff outside, and you're like, maybe it would be nice to just leave it all outside. Like, fuck it, I don't want this shit in my house again. But I didn't do any looping back. Yeah, there was a cat in that window. Pretty cute. So I think this is the last spot for Hyde Park, Swansea area that I had marked off. There was like some free junk around too. I think I cut that out of the video. Pretty long video I'm making here. Sorry guys. But since I'm in the area of Hyde Park, figured it'd be kind of the perfect time to go and update my my time lapse. I forgot what it's called here. But put my phone against this post when they did the burn. I can keep making my updated things, and here we are today. Lots of greenery showing up again, so that's good. Hopefully the burn is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I went through Hyde Park and kept heading north. I did see a listing. I forget if it was for like today or tomorrow, or could be for next week, but some of the condo buildings around Hyde Park Station here seemed like it was going to be a multi-building, big blowout kind of yard sale. They definitely have lots of green space for people if they were going to do that, but must not have been today. I did not see anything. But a bit north of there were some signs that didn't have a address on them, so I was a little bit like, you guys know how signs work? You gotta direct people, but I did find them, I guess. And yeah, they had an espresso machine. That's kind of cool. Anyone want to get into espresso? Yeah. So yeah, Kept going around, finding some other yard sales. Yeah, over here, this is kind of cool. They had a bunch of clocks with the pendulum. That's neat. But otherwise, it's mostly kitchen stuff, clothing, some lamps. You guys know the drill. Typical yard sales. I did message Matt to see if he was around. I left a comment that he had some cartridges or like old video games to give me. So I went and checked out another yard sale before meeting up with him. Yeah. This all seemed like stuff that I would find at the side of the road. They did have like a pie serving knife kind of thing, utensil, which I thought about asking how much it cost. You know, it wasn't labeled, and I kind of felt like it just wasn't worth asking. You know, F it. So yeah, I left this one. They had a stick in one of the boxes. I was like, you guys trying to sell a stick? But yeah. Anyways, chatted with Matt for a little bit, and these old games are from his friend Audrey, which I guess they know that I like video games and potentially selling them, but I think I'm just gonna hold on to them because I don't know, it's just kind of neat. Reminds me of when I used to play NES at home as a child. So yeah, looked around for some kids yard sale. Again, looked like a sign designed by a kid with no real directions. And I'm heading towards the Value Village that's on like Old Weston Road or Rogers Road, around there. I'm taking this weird trail. It smelled terrible, like paint thinner or something. Like, I don't know, there's some chemical crimes going on by the industrial buildings on the other side of the trees there. And yeah, going up Weston Road here. Feel a little bit bad, but you kind of gotta ride on the sidewalk here. There's no real space, and traffic moves so slow that it's like, this is just how it is. Yeah. But once I got to Rogers Road, wasn't too bad, and checking out the Value Village up here. I pretty much never come to this one because it's kind of far. So I did want to take some time and browse. Looking for some cast iron, piggy banks for my dad potentially. And Matt asked me to keep an eye open for fountain pens, which is something that I do kind of check for. Saw that on YouTube. You look for like the star on the end of a pen, and there's a good chance that it's like a Lamy pen, which is probably worth something. Oh yeah, and they had fake apples, which I was like, oh, fake apples? I just made a thing with fake apples. But I do not need to improve it with more fake apples. I did buy these clips, food storage clips. You can put on potato chip bags kind of thing. Pretty convenient. Adam and Don use them as well, so I know they're like good. And yeah, looks like someone could not hold back their curiosity and opened up a bunch of those Pokemon card packs. So yeah, looking around, seeing a neat bottle. Gotta say, this Value Village a little bit mid in terms of stuff. Had these Bluey plushies, which Tyler said that he was interested in Bluey plushies for his niece. But apparently his niece does not like plush toys, so it's a good thing I did not get those. But yeah, looking around for video game stuff mostly here now. Not really finding anything. No more fabled GameCubes out there. There was a Thrustmaster, that's kind of cool. $20. And I did think about buying some bed sheets. I have to make a giant sack that Annie can hide in for the show Annie. But I don't know what to make it out of. So, I don't know. I'll probably ask him about it later. Should probably have a good idea. Anyways, up here, there's a free bike seat, which maybe I would have grabbed if I was closer to home. Kind of far to be lugging that around. There were some more yard sales in this area that I saw posted about. That's part of the reason I came over here. And yeah, great crab apple tree there. So this there's like 3 houses here that had stuff. Seemed like it was mostly kid junk at this one. Didn't even bother to go in. Next door they had some interesting things. Seemed like the price of their stuff was kind of ridiculous. I was like, is this a joke? Like, they had this baby high chair for $200. I was like, do you mean $2? Like, what? And something else for like $700? I was like, this isn't how a yard sale works. I'm just gonna keep walking along. But yeah, their neighbors had some bike stuff. I was drawing in. I was like, I bet these guys are cool. I mean, you know, you got these bike trailers. I'm gonna look at your junk and assume you have other neat things. But you know, my current bike trailer's been fine, so no need to get another one yet. And since I was up here, I wanted to go across the pedestrian crossing bridge thing. That's kind of neat. I don't know if there's an official name for this. There probably is. But this one's cool. I feel like we don't have a lot of twisty bridges like this, where you like go up the little ramp. It's just neat. They have all these anti-bike barriers in. It's kind of annoying to ride my bike through, but I still did ride my bike through. And yeah. There's one more yard sale that I had planned to go to. But on the way, I did like look at some free stuff. These were just old bags. And down the street there was a free dining table with a set of chairs. And it's finds like that like warp my perspective, my perception of value of things. I'm like, yeah, the dining table with matching chair set, like you just find that free on the street. Like, you don't have to pay $600 for that. So yeah, it looked good. I didn't look at it too closely though. I'm sure the seats could be reupholstered or something. And yeah, I was going by my old neighborhood when I first moved to Toronto. I moved in with my brother. We lived right here. I remember a raccoon was stuck in that tree for a day once. And yeah, all in all, pretty good place. One time my brother, he grew corn in the gardens, and the property management gardeners did not like it. That was funny though. And yeah, the last yard sales were supposed to be around that green area. I don't know, I rode around a little bit, didn't see anything. So I was just heading home. But I did see some signs for a laneway yard sale, which was pretty cool. There's lots of people selling in this laneway. They should have posted on Craigslist. I would have definitely come by here earlier, since there's so much, you know, so many people. All the cool stuff does probably sell early on. That's the part of the yard sales, is you gotta get out there early if you want anything like actually cool. And since it's in the later parts of the day, maybe things are gonna be cheaper, but you know, all the cool stuff's already gone. Yeah, these kids were selling bubbly. I have a bit of an internal rule where I usually buy lemonade from kids, because one time I had a lemonade stand and people did not buy my lemonade. Probably because I was a kid and set it up in a bad spot, but I don't know. Anyways, I did not buy bubbly because that's bullshit. I don't like the flavor of bubbly, really. And, like, come on, kids, you didn't even work for this. Like, your parents probably bought this, and you're just, like, trying to sell it? Come on, like, at least make a lemonade. What's the deal with kids these days? Slackers, all of them. Not really. I mostly just don't like bubbly. I was like, yeah, I'm not trying that. There was some pink lemonade there, but it looked like it was just some guy selling it. if it's not a kid trying to save up for a Nintendo 64, I do not want to buy the lemonade. Anyways, I'm done with yard sailing. And I'm checking out this Rapid TO Bathurst community. I don't know what it was called. Basically, you can submit your complaints here. That's what it seems like. There's a big overview, and this is the time for people who live in the area to come and say their piece. So yeah, all along Bathurst, basically from the lakeshore to, I think, like Eglinton, they want to put in transit priority lanes. So where there's a streetcar, it'll just be transit in the middle, and where there's a bus, it'll be a bus lane on the curb lane. And to do that, they're going to remove street parking pretty much throughout the entire area. And I am on board. Since I pretty much never use that street parking. I guess people rarely will pick me up or drop me off in the area, but for the most part, I see the street parking and I'm like, this is slowing everyone down. Like, you know, we're hearing Doug Ford be like, we need to get traffic moving. It's like, let's get rid of all this on-street parking where it's like 50 people leave their cars on a block and like take up that whole space while thousands of people are moving through the area every day. It's a little bit ridiculous. Especially in areas where there's no bike lane or something. Like, if you already have like enough room, yeah, it could be on-street parking, but on Bathurst, it's a main road, there's not enough room for people to be leaving their vehicles all day. So I did talk to someone and I was like, I want to leave a comment. And I was like, I love it. Please make all these changes. And he laughed. He's like, usually the comments are complaints. So, you know, I had to show up and be like, yes, in my backyard. Let's do this big change, guys. And, yeah, these people were like, hey, you want some of these cutouts? You can kind of do like a fold-up TTC vehicle thing. It's kind of neat. And I did do a little second walk around and looking at stuff. I can now argue in the future. It's like, you know, that FIFA World Cup, it was a bad deal, but now we have to get rid of on-street parking on Bathurst. That's just how it is. And yeah, looking at these existing traffic volumes, I'm like, look at that. So many people getting moved by transit. And it'll only get better with this change. So yeah, that was cool. On my way home, I found a copper cup, and then I looked inside that black box, and I found a second copper cup. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's supposed to be good to drink out of copper vessels. I don't know. I'm kind of into it. I'll give it a try. Whew. That's more or less it for my biking around today. Kind of a long one, eh, guys? Yeah, I was feeling pretty tired, so I did eat some food and then have a good nap in the afternoon. That's what I'm talking about. And at night, I did want to do some actual work on Annie, get some of those props done. I'm making a birth certificate, even put my name in there, kind of sneak it as the city register. Yeah, I was trying to have the lettering be pretty fine and use a pen, but I like to go over everything with a pencil and then try to cover it up. The pen didn't really work over the graphite, I guess. I don't know, it was too slippery. It wasn't actually like rolling on. But yeah, overall I think it turned out pretty alright. Did have to use a fair amount of marker, but yeah. And I tried a little experiment here since I found those Christmas lights. I was like, wonder if I could turn on just one light and like use a battery and some simple circuitry kind of thing. Yeah, try to make a fake cigarette, and I just thought it'd be cool if it actually lit up, but I don't know. I probably don't have the right kind of battery or whatever. Oh well. The cigarette can just not be lit up, I bet.